Yo, what's going on, champions? It's no other than Marquise Money Mike Williams, founding member and executive senior director here at JMG Direct, and I would like to welcome you to Saturday training. I'm super duper fired up to have each and every one of you plugged in on the line with us this morning because we are going to get down and dirty, you guys. We're not going over new representative trainings. If you're a new champion and you got started with us this week, get with your sponsor, get with your upline, get with myself. We will get you the nuts and bolts of our launch strategy, but in simplest form. If you don't remember anything else, remember success with JMG is simple as 1, 2, 3. You want to make one decision that you want something more out of life, but more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. That decision was not signing up. You got to make that in your heart of hearts. And that's going to be a big part of today's training today is that decision. But you want to gather 2 My Credit is Better customers, and then you want to partner with 3 like-minded individuals like yourself who want more tomorrow than what they have today to start their own JMG Direct business and do the same thing, make a decision, and get qualified. That is our launch strategy. But what I want to talk to you guys about today, we kind of laid the mental foundation last week. We set the prerequisites, but I want to talk to you about the one skill set that you must have to not only thrive in JMG Direct, but to thrive in any business venture that you're working on. And that is the skill set of exposing other people. Yes, some people call it exposing, some people call it recruiting, but whatever synonym or antonym you want to call it, you guys, money only comes from one place, and that's people. And what I want each and every one of you guys to understand today during training is I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I want to be very transparent and direct. We got something special with JMG Direct, right? We got something very special. We've had something special with JMG Net Worth. For those of you who's been a part of this ride for some time, you know, for those new people, our parent company of JMG Direct is a company named JMG Net Worth. You guys, over a decade old, debt free, cutting edge lifestyle enhancement company. We've been changing lives for years. But in any time a company or individual does not evolve with the times, anytime that a company or individual does not take advantage of the writing on the wall, then they're in jeopardy of being left behind. Okay, we saw it in a lot of businesses with COVID. You know, companies that weren't able to transition to being able to deliver, to be able to be a convenience. You know, they kind of fell by the wayside. You know, companies had to shift from storefronts to just being online only. They saw the writing on the wall that we are moving to an e-commerce world. We are moving to an online world. We are moving to a convenience world. People are busy. People got a lot going on. People want to be able to go online, say, boop, 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 it'll be here Friday. All right, I'm going to go do what I need to do. And if you don't understand that, then you're in jeopardy of being left behind. Well, guess what? JMG Net Worth understood that. So they gave birth to what we now know as JMG Direct. And JMG Direct is probably the most innovative home business that I've ever seen or be a part of, because by using the online platform, by using the e-commerce world as a what's the word I'm looking for? As a distribution network, as a distribution platform, with the click of a button, we can add any product or service, right? Say everybody gets excited about Beats charger boxes. With a click of a button, we can have Beats charger boxes, and all of you representatives and all of our customers and all their customers can go order themselves a pair of Beats charger boxes. Say somebody wants to get excited about blue ink pens, right? Boom, we can add blue ink pens. You guys, I think you get the point. And the reason I want you to understand that is because we have a window of opportunity right now. Okay, we are the pioneers of this thing. We are on the front end. Now we've already taken advantage of the evolution of the world, right? But now we need people to go out and spread the word. Okay, now we need people to go out and do what comes natural. Open their mouth. Go tell it on the mountain and let people know, hey, we got something good over here. We got something phenomenal, right? And over the course of the last year, there's been some people who have gotten results and they've done well within JMG Direct. But I don't think anybody has crushed it like it needs to be crushed, and that's me included, right? That's me included. So I've took it upon myself to say, you know what, we got to go out there and and we got to start changing the dynamic because sometimes when you get to a level of success, sometimes you get comfortable, right? You get comfortable and you're like, oh, I don't got to do it like I've done it, because I've made it. But the truth be told is in every new business you have to have a new mind. So JMG Direct is a new business. So when it launched last September, I started at square one, just like each and every one of you started at square one. So you have to have an appetite to go out and spread the word and tell people so that we can get this thing kicked off. We got vendors who are ready to knock down the door and be a part of this thing. So I want to give you some insight. I want to give you some tidbits. I want to give you some training on how to properly recruit and expose and tell other people, about JMG Direct. One of the things that you have to understand is that I can give you all the training in the world. I can give you all the guidance. I can give you all the motivation. I can give you all the inspiration. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you to go out and do it. And that's why that decision, make one decision that you want something more out of life, but more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it, is so important because it's that decision that's going to motivate you. It's that decision that's going to push you to go out and do it even when you don't feel like it, or even when you're afraid, or even when people are telling you that this thing isn't going to work. Even that you may be exposed to other things out there that have a bigger following, or or shiny ball syndrome, or whatever the case may be. You guys, I want you to understand you're in a very special place and you're on the front end of something that is very, very, very extremely special. And if you take advantage of it, if you act accordingly and move now, I'm telling you, it's something that's going to be beautiful. So before I jump into direct examples of recruiting people, I want you to think about something for a moment, okay? I want you to think about, because in we all got to know our role, right? We all got to know our role. And when I say money only comes from one place, people, well, as we're the boots on the ground, we're the marketing arm of JMG Direct. At the same time, we have to keep in mindful consideration that Mr. Jones, the owner and the creator of JMG Direct, has built a multi-million-dollar organization in the home-based business industry. Not just once, not twice, but three times. Okay? He's done it three times. So I think he knows what he's doing. He created the company to help improve the lives of as many people as possible. He created the company. You need money to do that, right? You got the opportunity, you got the vehicle, but you need money to be able to do that, because he's known for giving away $60,000 to inner city kids to teach them the difference between liabilities and assets. So when I say we have to know our role, he's not going to put a product out there, or he's not going to intentionally allow something to be bootleg or not work, because he wants it to be successful too. He wants it to win. So if you notice something, or if you feel something isn't the way you would like it to be, speak up. If it's something that can make the site better, a typo, a glitch, something not working, send an email to corporate. And then let's get back to focusing on our role, which is to gather customers and gather representatives. All right. Let's not get caught in our feelings, our opinions, because that doesn't matter when it comes to success. Following directions and following the plan is what matters. And becoming a better you is what matters as well, because you don't attract who you want, you attract who you are. So if you have flaws in your character, if you have laziness issues, if you have work ethic issues, then there's a good chance you're going to attract people with those same issues. So as we're building our business and as we're out recruiting and exposing, we have to work on improving ourselves. That comes in reading or listening to audiobooks, going to training every Saturday and growing and getting and becoming a better version of ourselves. All right. So with that said, you guys, I want you to know that Mr. Jones has laid it out that he's willing to compensate us. He's willing to give us, what we need, go out and get what products and services we need. All we have to do is go out and build the distribution system. That's all we got to do. And people are looking for us. For some people, we're the answer to their prayers. But sometimes we selfishly still don't say anything because either you have a fear of rejection, maybe you have pride, whatever the case may be. But I want you to think and take yourself out of the equation for a moment of what you want, what your why is, what your reasons are, and understand that a lot of times we're used as a conduit to spread the word about something good, right? You heard the saying, we're blessed to be a blessing, right? Well, you gotta go out and you gotta tell somebody about the blessing because they're waiting for you to continue and keep it going. They're waiting for you to continue it so that they can continue it and they can keep it pushing and we could change more people's lives than we ever thought before. But the first thing that you start off with your warm market. It's very important that you start off with your warm market. That's your target practice. That's your target practice. That's how you get comfortable talking to people. That's how you get, comfortable being able to expose other people to what we have to offer. Now, you go into it understanding two things. If the people that you know could make you wealthy, you'd probably already be wealthy. So the chance of you knowing the person that's going to go out and just crush JMG Direct is not super high. Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible, but it's not super high. But the chance of the person knowing the person is a lot higher. So that's why it's important that you tell the people, and should they decide to lock arms with us and join, that you move with urgency and we start helping them expose their people right away. Don't celebrate. Celebrate. Let me take that back. Celebrate, but don't take a week-long celebration and miss helping that person get off to a fast start. All right. The second thing I want you to keep in mind when you're out talking to your warm market is the fact that you want to tell your warm market because when you do win, when you do blow up, which as long as you stick and stay, you will get your pay. You don't want nobody coming back to you like, yo, Chris Jordan, Chief, why didn't you tell me, bro? Why didn't you let me in on the secret to wealth? Why did you keep it to yourself? Why were you stingy? You don't want nobody coming to you. Oh, coach, it's like that, huh? You just gonna keep all the secrets to yourself. I thought we was Northside. What's going on? So you want to make sure that you are paying it forward. Yeah, you want to build your team, but you also want to make sure that the people that the people within your warm market, you're giving them the opportunity to be a part of this prosperity community as well. Because the people around us, they look good, they smell good, they put on a good front, but a lot of them are praying for something too. A lot of them are looking for something too. And when you have a vehicle that allows people to lower their taxes, to increase their credit score, to eliminate debt and create wealth, you guys, that's like that's a bucket in itself. Like, that's beautiful. That encompasses every single person on the planet is looking to do one of those four things. So our target audience is massive, right? It's massive. So when you're dealing with your warm market, right? Don't try to be something that you're not. We make this hidden thing or this secret, and we complicate it in our minds. I gotta make money. I gotta act like I'm making money. I gotta act like it's this. I gotta worry, and then you start worrying about the problems that aren't even there yet. Don't worry about the problems, you guys. Take it back to the old school. All right, take it back to I just ate at an awesome restaurant. I'm gonna tell some people about it. When you do that, you don't think, oh man, I got to think about if they go, they might not have the good servers on the day that they go, or the chicken might not be as good when on the day that they go as it was when I went. So I gotta figure out the right time to tell them and make sure that the staff is on point. You don't think about all that. You just say, man, I went to this restaurant. The food was amazing, man. It was banging. You got to go. Right? When you go see a cool movie, right? When you go see a cool movie, I went to see Beast. It wasn't the most phenomenal movie in the world, but it was pretty cool. Idris Elba fought a lion. The lion. Oh, I ain't gonna tell the movie, but but the lion was causing destruction the whole movie. But Idris Elba was able to fight the lion at the end. I ain't gonna say what happened, but it was pretty cool. After the movie, I'm telling people like, yo, man, Idris Elba fought the lion. Like, this dude's cool. I'm spread the word. I'm not getting a check from AMC. I'm not getting a check from Sony Pictures. I thought it was a cool scene, so I'm telling people about it, right? But when I told the people, I didn't tell the people and say, well, I got to make sure that the popcorn is hot on the day that they go. I got to make sure that the theater is clean, so I got to call and make sure that they keep the theater clean on Saturdays at 3 because that's the time they're probably going to go. Dang, what time are they going to go? I didn't overthink it. I just shared what I thought was awesome. You have to get to a point where your belief level is so high. You're so consumed, and you know that this is the vehicle to help you get to where you want to get to, that when you expose it to other people, you're not overthinking. You're not worried about their opinion or what they're going to think. You're just sharing it with them. And either their window is open or it's not. And if it's not open, all no means it's not now. So you just put them over here in this bucket. Mr. Jones always teaches you need a know or you need to know, right? I need a know, which is N-O, which I can respect. So I put you over here in this bucket. I follow up with you a little bit later. Maybe we running a promotion. Maybe I get to a next level. Maybe, things are going well. So I come holler at you a little bit later. Or I need to know, K-N-O-W. I need to know that you down. I need to know that you have goals and dreams. I need to know that you value your goals and dreams as much as I value my goals and dreams. I need to know you want more tomorrow than what you have today. I need to know that you keep your options open to other ways to make extra income. Right? So these are the things as you're going out, this will allow you to take the weight off your shoulder and let it flow more freely. You guys, let it flow more freely. I'm just speaking from the heart and experience during training today. I don't have a PowerPoint. I don't have any cool little slides for you. This is just straight talk as if we were in each other's living room, right? And so from there, when you're exposing them, now here's the thing. This is the caveat. I got you to that point where you're relaxed, right? You're cool. I went to the dentist the other day, and I don't know if this happens for anybody else, right? But when the dentist is cleaning my teeth, like I'm always tense, like it don't hurt or nothing. I'm just tense, and as much as I try to relax, I always end up clenched up and tense at the same time. You don't want to be clenched up and tense when you're exposing somebody, you're sharing the information with them or recruiting them. You're just sharing it with them. This is a joyful time. This is a great time. And that doesn't change when they may ask you a question. That doesn't change when they question the validity, right? Oh, that's a scam. Oh, what are you scared of? It's not a scam. Mr. Jones has been featured in, online, international magazines and on primetime TV. You know he's the author of 3 best-selling books. You know the company is debt-free and a solid company. You know he has a nationally syndicated radio show, podcast. Oh man, it's a scam. What you allowing that to shake you for? I was up yesterday, and my wife was watching a show called The Resident, right? The Resident, and during The Resident, the the doctor was having a baby. She was having twins, and during the pregnancy, during the ultrasound, it listed the baby A. Baby A had a strong heartbeat. Baby B, the heartbeat was a little bit slower. Baby was a little bit smaller. So like, what's going on? Well, the the basically baby A was getting all the resources, all the blood flow. Baby B wasn't getting as much blood flow. They had to go in and sever the tie so that they each can get a separate their own blood flow, right? And grow, equally. Well, back in the day, according to the show, I don't know the validity or how true this is. Back in the day, they didn't have the technology, they didn't have the science to be able to do anything about that. Both babies just died, right? But in the show, in today's time, they can go in and they can do that sever, with the right tools and the right surgery. And they actually had a doctor at the hospital that was like the man when it came, to doing that surgery. Like he helped perfect the procedure and the science, right? So long story short, they went in, they did the procedure. My man started it, and there were some complications, right? The lady started bleeding out. Everybody's panicking. Oh no, it's gonna go bad. My man was cool, calm, collected. He was like 007. You know how James Bond, it don't matter. He could be getting shot at from 3 different directions. My man's like, okay, I'm gonna go over here, But so the doctor, he didn't even flinch. He was like, give me a quarter of that and put that right there. All right, all right, all right, we're good to go. And everybody was astonished, like, man, my man didn't even flinch. My man didn't even bat an eye. That's how you have to be when somebody talks about your opportunity. They're not talking about you. They're talking about their opinion on something that more often than not, they just have a fear of because they have a lack of understanding, right? That's not the time to get into a debate. That's not a time to argue. We don't argue with fools. I'm not calling your people a fool, but I'm saying people who are uneducated in that sense are fools. They're fools to the information, all right? So as you're exposing, you have to know when it's time to say next so fast that you drop the T. So if you and I don't know if anybody's in a position to help me right now, but if anybody's in front of a computer, if you got a moment, go to guest.simplewealthblueprint.com, right? I'm gonna ask you to help me do some role playing. Jump on the camera, so make sure you don't got your bonnet on or your hair is dead, right? But and if not, we'll just kind of do it on our own. But if you always want to start with a question, and I won't say always because you always want to start with a peak interest, piquing their interest, right? You heard me talk about during training in the past, peak and pass, right? Peak and pass, right? So you want to pique their interest. Now, write these down. I'm going to give you several ways to pique somebody's interest, right? First one is, hey, do you keep your options open to other ways to make additional income? Do you keep your options open for other ways to make additional income? No. All right, cool, man. What you got going on later on today? You watching the game? You watching college football? You keep it moving. Yeah. Awesome. You have 2 options now. You can set the appointment to get them in front of the information. You can edify. Edification is huge. You want to take the spotlight off of yourself. See, the people that know you, they know you. but they might not always respect you when it comes to business knowledge because they know you. So that's why it's important to often take the spotlight off of yourself. Tell stories of other people that you've heard on the calls and the trainings. Tell Mr. Jones's story. Tell my story. Edify somebody else so that they're not thinking about you because you asked to borrow $5 last week. Then you set the appointment to get them in front of the information. Why do I set the appointment, Marquise? You keep your option open? Yeah, great. I just got started with a company. They're totally changing the game out here in the business world. I thought about you. I thought about you because you my man and I wanna make some money with you. I thought about you because I know you always keep your options open for other ways to make extra money. I thought about you because you know everybody. Be honest. I'm not giving you scripts here. I'm giving you an outline. I'm giving you skeletons. All right? But always be honest. Don't feel like you gotta be something that you're not. Well, how much money you making? That's another thing. Shakes people's world. Like, oh my gosh, what do I say? What do I do? No, man, you just be honest. Yo, man, I'm just getting started. Yo, man, I'm new. It's okay to say that you're new. But then that's when you edify. Yo, man, I'm just getting started. But I'm working with this guy named Marquise Williams. Man, this dude's living a phenomenal lifestyle working from home. He's one of the top performers of our company, and dude's doing it big. And I believe this. Then you add your why in. I believe this is going to be a great opportunity for me to buy that new house because you know houses are crazy right now. I think this is a good opportunity for me to be able to help put the kids through school because you know college, it costs an arm and a leg. I think this is a good opportunity for me to buy that new car, man. I've been looking at them new EVs, and I think I want to get me one. Recruiting is not sales, and that's what stops a lot of people from going out and spreading the word and going out and exposing other people because you feel like you got to be a salesperson. You feel like you have to be something that you're not, and you're worried about what other people are going to say. And it's not the time to be worried about what other people are going to say. The time is for you to know, get a no, or for you to know so that you can move on because there's so many people out there in this world. We're just starting with your warm market. Right? We're just starting with your warm market and the people that you know. But there's a whole new world of possibilities that are out there. There's a whole world of possibilities of people that are out there. Because I tell you, there's something, I talked about this in the other training, there's something called a butterfly effect. There's something called a butterfly effect, and that's how your decisions affect future decisions, and you never know whose life is going to be changed. And I'll give you a few examples, and I'll allow it to trickle down. There's a guy named Daryl. I think that's his name. We'll just say D, right? Because I'm going to use another Daryl. There's a guy named D who walked up to a guy named Paul Jones in the mall and gave him a business card and said, you want to make some real money, call me. And though it offended him at the time, he eventually wanted to make some real money so that he could buy a house. So he called the guy on the card. He got started in the business. And eventually, because I wasn't around at the time, somewhere down the line, he met a guy named Daryl. And Daryl was a real sharp young cat, and he locked arms with him. And he got started in the business. And Daryl had a cousin named Marquise who was going to Morehouse College. But unfortunately, the system and the formula didn't work out for him, so he didn't get a job coming out of one of the most prestigious colleges in the United States. So he heard his cousin Daryl was making a bunch of money, so he invited Daryl to the open house because he wanted Daryl to bring a big envelope and give him some money at the open house. But instead, Daryl pulled him to the side in his grandmother's room and gave him a business card, much like D gave Mr. Jones the business card. And on the back of the business card, at least he gave me a note. Mr. Jones didn't get a note. I got me a note. But on the back of the business card, it said, This is the best gift that I can give you. When you're ready to get started in the business, call me. And even though I was irate, much like Mr. Jones was irate, even though I was frustrated because he didn't give me no money at the open house, I eventually got started in the business. And because I got started in the business, I've been able to expose and introduce so many people to financial and time freedom, so many people to personal growth and development, so many people to the opportunity, whether they've been able to reach the level of success they want to yet or not. What's happened is even the people that I've introduced have went on to introduce other people. I met a guy named Andre Willis. Andre Willis wasn't my childhood friend. Andre Willis wasn't somebody I grew up with. I met Andre Willis and I didn't know him from Adam. But he liked what he saw from the business. He got started and became a part of our prosperity community. Andre Willis met a guy named David Nunez. You may see Dave on consistently every single week. Paul Jones had an event called Wealth Day. People came from all around the United States to come listen to the speakers at Wealth Day. One of those people was Coach Joseph White. I took the opportunity to introduce the business to Joseph White. Now, Joseph probably would have met somebody else and got in the business, but I jumped on it first because we were sitting next to each other. Coaches went on to change so many other people's lives as a part of the direct sales industry. I don't take credit for it, but what I want you to understand is that your decision to build this business and build something for your future and your family could directly impact so many other people who can directly impact so many other people that you want to go out with urgency and you want to tell as many people as you possibly can about JMG Direct. I never forget a guy told me, I was still young in the industry, and we didn't know each other when this happened, but we met each other a little bit later. He said, I remember when I first met you, and you don't remember this. He said, but you guys were walking through the hotel on your way to your meeting or to set up your meeting, and you were talking to everybody. Every single person that was within 6 feet of you in that hotel, you were telling them about your business. And he said, I love the hunger. You guys, that's because I had a vision. And I knew that whoever I was speaking with, that this opportunity would change their life. And that's what I propose to you today, you guys, because the bigger that we get, the more vendor opportunities that we'll put in place, the more better revenue and better commissions that we'll be able to have. But as pioneers, as people who are in at the beginning, we have to put our pride and ego to the side. We have to put our flaws and our laziness to the side. We have to put our fears to the side and say, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's up to me. I'm going to go out and I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to tell people about this thing. Some of them are going to say yes. Some of them are going to say no. A lot of them are going to say no. But I'm not worried about the people who say no. I'm looking for the people who say yes. It's kind of like I always use the example, if I was walking through Manhattan, right? And I was walking through Manhattan, and every time I tell this, I think about the movie Coming to America, right? My man was walking down, I think he was in Queens, and he was happy. He just had his first date with Lisa, right? He had his first date with Lisa, and he's like, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, what a wonderful feeling. And the people were like, yo, shut the heck up. Like, they're just cussing him out, as much as you could in primetime TV back then, right? And he wasn't even in the middle, the heart of New York, right? He wasn't even in the heart of New York. Let's see, okay, I see no guest came through. Nobody's going to help me out today. That's all right. He wasn't even in the heart of New York. But I like to use an example. Say you're walking down the heart in Manhattan, right? Everything, so many people just, walking through Manhattan and you're just out yelling out $100 bills, $100 bills. Yo, I'm giving away $100 bills. Who want you? You want a $100 bill? $100 bills. People are gonna walk past you. People are already skeptical in New York, right? They're gonna walk past you and be like, "Oh man, this dude's crazy. What's this cat? This got to be a scam." Some people, some people are gonna cuss you out. Man, get the hell out the street. What are you doing? You bugging. But you're not worried about those people. You got the $100 bill in your hand. Why do you care what they say? Why do you care about their no? Why do you care? Why do you care if they inquire about it and then decide, no, it's a scam? You don't care. You got the money in your hand. But then there's gonna be one person, right? They're gonna walk by. They're gonna look at you like, I wonder if he really gonna give me that money. Then they're gonna come back like, hey, let me get that money. Just to see. Because they've been praying for something. They've been looking. You gonna give them the money, they gonna take it and be like, thank you, Jesus. Those are the people that we're looking for. We're not looking for the people who are gonna walk past you, who are gonna say no, who are gonna be skeptical, who are gonna be worried. Some of those people were praying too, but they allowed their pride and their ego and their fear to get in the way. And people go up and down the street in New York all the time. They may pass you a couple times, and after a while, might say, you know what, man, this dude been out here. I do need $100, and they may catch you on another trip around. That's right, coach. Let me get that. But what I want you to get, I want you to understand. I want you to be able to go out with confidence and have a daily routine. I'm going to switch my screen over to give you some social media techniques because once you're out of the realm of the warm market, right? Once you're out of the realm of the warm market, the people that you know, and we have such a vast warm market. You're never truly going to be out of your warm market because a lot of times we just forget about people. Social media gives us such a bigger presence, to connect with people from college and high school and junior high school. But sometimes people get fearful, like, oh man, I haven't talked to that person in 20, 30 years. I can't just pop up and ask them about a business. Why not? You're not going to be BFFs anyway. They might be praying for something. The butterfly effect might be real. It's okay. Hey man, I ain't seen you in a minute, man. How's everything going? Everything's going well. Great, man. Well, hey man, I wanted to let you know I just started a business and I'm looking for some quality people to work with. You've always been cool in college. You've always been cool in high school. I don't know what you got going on now, but do you keep your options open for other ways to make extra money? Do you keep your options open for other ways to make extra money? It's a very simple question. Either they do or they don't. Well, what is it? You always get those ones. Like, what is it? Oh man, it's legal. That's all I say. Oh man, it's legal. Let's set up a time where I can we can get on the phone and talk more about it. I get you more information. Or if you're not comfortable doing that, go back to Edify. It's legal, man. I'm working with a group of people. I work with this guy up in Atlanta, man, named Marquise. When the guy lives a phenomenal lifestyle, he's showing me some things on how to lower my taxes, increase my credit score, eliminate debt, and create wealth. I'm looking for some quality people to work with on my team, man. You know, you open? Always go back to the question. Do you keep your options open? Another question I like to use is if the money were right and it fit into your schedule, would you be open to taking a look at a strong business opportunity right away? If the money were right and it fit into your schedule, would you be open to taking a look at a strong business opportunity right away? So a lot of times we get caught up in the product offering. You guys, maybe you've been exposed to the home-based business industry before, or maybe you're used to traditional business and the products are important. But they're not the focus let me see how I can word this. I'm glad rep training is reps only because we can have straight talk. Okay. By the FTC guidelines, everything has to be about the products. Our number one goal is to sell products and services, get customers. Okay. Want to lay that foundation and help you understand that. Okay. You and I are in the people business. Okay. That's JMG Direct's focus. Customers, customers, customers. You and I are in the people business. So we teach you the path of least resistance to build your team up so that we can get an abundance of customers working smarter, not harder. Okay? But we want to multiply because multiplication is always going to grow quicker than addition. I hope that makes sense to you. You can go out and get the customers. I'm gonna get customers. I'm gonna get customers. I'm gonna get customers, and then I'm gonna get a few representatives over here. And that's cool. That's cool. But if you go out and get your representative, if you go out and focus on showing the plan, guess what? As you're showing the plan, you're going to have people who don't want to do the business. And those are people who make great customers. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You may go out and get customers, but they really want to do the business. And that happens sometimes, but it's a lot easier to show people the business. And then afterwards, if they don't want to do it, ask them to be a customer. It's just, that's a simpler process. All right. That's a simpler process. So I say that to say, I lost my train of thought for a moment. I say that to say we want to be exposing and we want to be getting the word out to as many people as possible so that we could truly make JMG Direct become a household name. There's other online stores out there besides Amazon, besides Walmart, besides Target, and they're not hurting for money. They don't have the customer base, but they don't need the customer base as those other companies. A small piece of the pie would truly make a huge difference and be able to pay out tons of commissions to the field. I want you guys to understand that. I want you to understand we don't have to be Amazon. We don't have to be eBay. We don't have to be Walmart or Target. We don't have to be any of those people. We're not in competition with those people. We're just another option. We're just another option that gives you a commission along with your receipt for those who are representatives. And for those who are just consumers, they're going to be exposed to not only be able to support somebody that they know, but they're going to be exposed a lot of times to products and services that they're not going to get in other places because we're connecting small business owners with new customers. So that's what you have to understand. That's what you have to get excited about. That's what you have to get, the warm and fuzzies over. The fact that we're doing something that's trend setting and it's totally just taking life to the next level. One of the things that I used to do, and it still works to this day, right? Put yourself in the mindset, right? Imagine if you were going to make $100 for every contact that you piqued. Every contact that you piqued their interest, you get $100. How many contacts would you pique per day? Because successful people set goals in place. You got to have a daily routine. You got to have a goal. When you wake up in the morning, actually before you go to bed at night, you should know what your goals are for the next day. How many people am I piquing? How many messages am I sending? Right? What's the plan? And then the next day you get up and you carry it out and work towards it. If your goal's too big, then at the end of the day you self-assess. Was my goal too big because I didn't have a good enough work ethic? Or was my goal too big because it was unrealistic based on the time that I scheduled for success? That's another thing. It's important to schedule for success. You got to give yourself time to build your business. Too many times people try to just fit their business in their already busy schedule. This is $1 million business. You trying to fit it in like it's a game of bingo. You got to carve out the schedule. You got to make it a priority. And that's one of the things I need as business partners that are working together to put this company on its back and build it. I need all of you guys to carve out that time. I know you're busy. I know you got things going on, but I need you to ask yourself, how is this thing contributing to my goals and dreams? How is this thing contributing to what I said that I want? How is this thing contributing to where I want to be in the next 5 years? Because if it's not, then it needs to be leapfrogged by JMG Direct. But you can fit everything in if you schedule for success. So imagine if you got $100 for every person that you peaked. Imagine if you got $500 for every presentation that you got those people that you peaked in front of. How much harder would you work to get them in front of the presentation? How many more appointments would you set? See, getting the numbers easy. The peak is easy. It's following up and getting them in front of the information where a lot of people drop the ball. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I missed them. Oh, we keep playing phone tag. Oh, we missed each other. But with technology these days, you got text message, you got social media. It don't always got to be a phone call. You could text and communicate on the fly around what you got currently going on. You could pique somebody's interest over text message. I teach people in my group, send out 10 text messages a day. I was talking about your warm market is so vast and it's never ending because you're always remembering people. Send out 10 text messages a day. Boom. Some people are going to bite, some people aren't. But you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is exposing and recruiting. Imagine if you got a full 1,000 for every person that signed up. See, this is a mental game. No different than any sport. No different than traditional business. You got to put yourself, sometimes you got to trick your mind. Your mind's a powerful thing. And it's not going to change overnight. So sometimes you got to trick it into thinking and moving the way that you need it to move. But then you got to start carrying yourself a little bit different. For some of you, a lot different. You're a walking representation of success. So a lot of people have been joking about Apple recently started adding lemon with bonnet like bitmojis or animojis or whatever you call it. It's like, I get you're cool, you're comfortable. But when you are representing a $1 million brand, and I'm not even talking about JMG Direct, I'm talking about you, Inc. When you're representing $1 million brand, you can't go to the store in your bonnet and your house shoes no more. You can't walk out the house looking any old way because you are a representation of success. I'm not saying you got to impress nobody. I'm not saying you got to go suited and booted all the time, but you just got to think of the upside of your actions and the things that you do. You can't be wilding out and cussing people out all the time. You are a representation of success. And there's no telling who's going to come across that presentation table, that presentation phone, that presentation Zoom, and say, oh, that's the dude that was cussing them out at the store. Oh, that's the chick that was at the store with her house shoes on in her PJs. And I'm not judging you, don't get me wrong. I know people who go to the store in their house shoes and their PJs and they still prospect. But I want you to think of the upside to it. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm just saying there's a greater upside if you make the adjustment and you make the change to not do it than if you do it. Another thing I want you to not get caught up in recruiting, learn how to read the room. All right? Learn how to read the room. And some leaders differ on this, but you at the family barbecue, right? For me, that's not the time to be recruiting and showing the plan. plant the seeds for a future date, right? If you guys get in a conversation and start talking about it, that's one thing. But don't be, people be like Jaws. Remember the old shark movies? You might as well throw a fin on your head. Dun, 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 dun. You looking for prey. Don't be like that. Enjoy the barbecue. If you come across a cousin, you come across somebody, if the vibe's right, you talking good, tell them, yo, man, I got something that I'm really excited about. I got a business that I'm working on, man. Uh, let's make sure we got each other's number. Another day after the barbecue, let's get together and talk some business. You know, that's how you work that. That's how you read the room. At bigger events. I tell you, man, I've gotten some trouble in my life because I didn't learn that skill set early on. I didn't learn that skill set. I be at dates with my wife with my laptop trying to handle business, stepping out to do conference calls. And my sponsor at the time was real long-winded. So I'd be on the phone. I'd be on a dinner date outside on a call for like an hour. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Learn to read the room and the situation. That's why it's important that you schedule for success. You guys, if you have not read the book Schedule for Success, you owe it to yourself. It will help your recruiting and your business building and your personal growth and development so much if you read this book. And the coolest thing is it's available in your online store. Just go order from yourself. Order all 3 books. Who told you were broke and I quit being broke? I'm telling you, you will thank me later. I promise you that you will thank me later. All right. So, um, as I'm finishing it up, because I want to respect everybody's time. If you got any questions, please post them. In the chat box. My daughters they were not doing so well in a couple classes, and then the teacher started offering help sessions. If you come early, and you can ask questions. And my daughter would say, I don't have any questions. I tell her, if you're not getting an A in the class, then you should have some questions. So if you're not getting the results that you want, if you're struggling with recruiting, if you're struggling with exposing people, then you should have some questions. So please, even if not now, afterwards, post your questions. I'll be happy to answer them. No question is a dumb question. Just ask away. Because if you're not getting the results that you want to get, then something needs to change. You got to do something different, or you got to start doing something, period. Because if you're not doing anything at all, then that's an easy way to not get any results at all. But if you're doing something, you're bumping your head, then let's get together and figure out what you're doing so we can make the proper adjustments. All right. And I'll sum it up with this. People don't have a problem getting 3 people. They have a problem believing that they can get 3 people. If you have a lack of belief, most often it's in yourself, because everything else is proven and documented. The company, the industry, the products, they're all documented and proven. And those are the 3 other pillars of belief. So the only thing left is you. And so often people struggle with believing in themselves. And I'm here to tell you that you're a phenomenal person and you deserve to be successful. You deserve to be wealthy. You have already been ordained to win. The wealth has already been stored up for you. You just have to go out and activate your faith through action, and you will start to reap the harvest. There's people out there who are just waiting for you. It's like, and I'm not as good as I'm not a biblical scholar. I'm not a biblical scholar, so I'm not able to accurately recite all of different stories and books in the Bible. But I do recall there was a story of a man by the pool of Bethesda. I think I'm saying that right. And everybody was the man sitting down, and everybody was moving, doing their thing. This is the Money Mike version. Everybody's doing their thing. And Jesus came up to the man like, yo, like what's popping? Why you not moving? And he made an excuse. I don't remember exactly what it was. He said everybody's ignoring me, nobody's helping me. That's why. And Jesus was basically like, man, if you don't get your punk butt up and go do your thing, man, you got legs. But he definitely didn't say it like that. But what I want you guys to understand is that you have all the power that you need. You have everything within your grasp. We are in a world right now of possibilities. All of the technology, all of the resources, everything is at our fingertips. When we started off in the home-based business industry, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have social media. We didn't have all the tools that we have. But we still grinded it out. We made it happen. We had to go do presentations, driving all across the city, being stood up. Now we got Zoom. We got the computers. We make it simple to get people in front of the information. Utilize the time that we're in. Utilize the prosperity community that we have to be able to grow and become a better version of yourself, to put your family dynamic and your family in a better position than it's ever been before. I promise you that you will thank me later. But everything is set up for you to win. All you got to do is go out and go hard and push to do it. So with that, you guys, let me just make sure I don't have anything else in my notes that I wanted to go over. I said, boom. One of the things that Mr. Jones always says to me is the minute that you're so fed up, the minute that you make your mind up that it's going to happen and you're going to do it, that's when you'll really start to see success. Some of you haven't made your mind up yet. Some of you walk past people in the grocery store, at the gas station. Some of you have friends on social media. And on the other end of that screen, they got a stack of bills. On the other end of that screen, and everybody doesn't have to be in dire straits. They could be doing well, but now they want to do phenomenal. Now they want to lower their taxes, increase their credit score, eliminate debt, and create wealth. That's the beautiful thing about JMG Direct. It's not for people who are broke. It's not for people who just need money. It's for people who want to take their life to the next level. To the next level. So understand, if you do what you did last week, you're going to get the same results. If you're not happy with those results, then you probably shouldn't do what you did last week. Destroy that schedule. Create a new schedule. Create a daily routine with some activity on it. Because based on the law of numbers and the law of averages, there's no human way possible that if you're building your business and you're out showing the plan and out piquing interest and passing to people to show the plan, there's no way humanly possible that you will not get results. There's no way. So if you're not getting results, because you're not doing the work, go talk to some more people. Somebody out there waiting for you. Always remember, you guys, you're the best investment that you got. I mean that. You're the best investment that you got, and you were born to win. So play to win right now, because each and every one of you are already a champion. Let's go ahead and make this Tuesday the biggest live stream yet, because today, Sunday, and Monday, you're going to set a goal of how many people you're going to reach out to. Stay committed to that goal. Stay consistent. No matter what the outcome is, fall in love with the process, but divorce the results. Just stay consistent with what you're supposed to do, and it will eventually work out for you. All right? So let's have a phenomenal weekend. I got you back. I'll see you at the top, and I will definitely see you at the bank. Peace out, everybody.